so record.
I so record.
I so record. I so record.
I so record.
All right, so what is it? Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the... Are we going now? We starting?
Yeah, when you're ready.
We're going now?
It's going to start with Lewis.
Are you rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling across.
All right, cool. Well, this is how I'm going to start it in 3, 2... Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got Black Rifle coffee today. Matches the hat.
Matches the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Black Rifle coffee.
How you doing today, Brian?
Doing good, just tired. We're near the holidays of Christmas and all these fun little holidays coming up.
Yeah. By the way, we're Motley movie reviewers.
That's right.
We're Motley reviewers because we're Motley.
The Motley Review.
The Motley Review.
What are we reviewing today?
We're going to be reviewing Lord of the Rings: War of the Rohirrim. It's a animated film that is in the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings universe.
We went to see that in theaters Tuesday.
We went and saw it Tuesday. I thought it was very good.
I did too. I liked it. For animation, definitely. I thought it was really good.
I thought that was very interesting that they decided to go with animation. Apparently, and it's also one of my fun facts. Let's see, where is it? I have it in here somewhere. They have actually been discussing animation expansion for a very long time.
Well, the original Lord of the Rings was a cartoon.
Oh, yeah, you're right. In the 70s,
Yeah.
all three of them, and the Hobbit movie was too.
Yeah.
See, they're on HBO Max. I haven't seen them.
Oh, God. I grew up with them. So.
Are they that good?
No.
No?
I didn't like them.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the animation with it. They were like...
It was groundbreaking at the time, apparently.
Oh, yeah, for the time, definitely.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of like that horrible animation Santa Claus. What is it? The Misfit toys and stuff. It's kind of like that.
I haven't seen that.
God, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're getting me out of my time.
I know.
All right, so we're going to do a quick rundown of these fun facts, maybe, and then talk about them, because, I like to do a deep dive. And then we'll go over, like, our opinions and stuff. So, fun facts. It's mentioned... Yeah, so this whole story is actually from the appendices of Lord of the Rings.
Okay. I
Yeah.
always didn't know if it stuck with the canon or not. So
Well, I always was very curious about that because I'm watching. I'm like, is this like completely made? Like, I even said it when we were looking at the end credits. Okay, let's see. It's based on blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Didn't do it, so I had to do a deep dive on it, and it actually is. It is in the appendices. It takes place 183 years before The Hobbit.
Oh.
Yeah. And it follows the last king of the first line of kings from Rohan. So apparently there's 2 lines of kings, and we're at the 7th king of the second line when we're in Lord of the Rings, which is Theoden. Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting. So, spoiler alert, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
The cousin at the end of the movie, he is like the great grandson of Theoden from Lord of the Rings, which I thought was really cool. And to go into that, the film is also dedicated to, now I'm sorry if I butchered this guy's name wrong, but it's Bernard Hill, who played Theoden in Two Towers and Return of the King. We lost him this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The actor?
Yeah, the actor. Yeah,
Okay.
which sucks.
So did he do the voiceover too?
No.
Oh.
No. Well, this is set 183 years in the past, so his character would have been gone.
Oh.
But if you want to talk about the narration, I thought this was actually really, really cool. Let me go up here. So, and this is in the realm of cameos. So the narration, at first, I thought it was the elf character from Lord of the Rings, like the woman.
Oh, Gadriel.
Yes, I thought it was her. No, it's actually Arwen, who was played by Miranda Otto.
Okay.
In Lord of the Rings, in Two Towers, and Return of the King. So she is sort of like the princess at the end, because I think it's I think Faramir actually becomes king of Rohan. I don't know, but she is the daughter of Theoden. So the actress actually did the narration for the film, which I thought was really cool. And what also is like very like kind of meta with it is, so it's an appendices story, right? The daughter is not mentioned. Like, she's mentioned, but she's not named.
Okay.
Like, they decided just to go with her perspective for the film.
I gotcha.
But it's mainly about Helm and his 2 kids. So what I thought was really interesting is in the actual line, she's saying this is basically an oral story and no one actually knows. Like, there's nothing written down about this person. It's just a story that's been handed down.
Because it started with a narration, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I kept thinking. And then it ended with a narration as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And in the beginning narration, she's basically saying something along the lines of, this is a story that's been told over the ages that that isn't written down anywhere, essentially. Yeah. Something like that. So, because they had to come up with something creative, because they wanted to use a female lead character for this. Or, no, we'll go with female protagonist. My bad.
Protagonist.
Yeah, because it's a different perspective.
Do you kind of know the lore and the canon of Lord of the Rings?
I know a little bit. So when I was in the Army, when I was in basic training, so they're making you do stuff 6 days a week, right? But you have 7-day weeks, obviously. 7th day was a break day, but we can't go to sleep or anything. So for me to stay awake, I had one, like the only guy in our platoon. He was like super nerdy. He was like the encyclopedia for Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
Okay.
So he was telling me all about Star Wars and all about Lord of the Rings. So I got a good warm and fuzzy on the lore for Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert. But like, and I have seen that Tolkien movie.
Yeah, I like Tolkien. Yeah.
So it's it's based in like Christianity, obviously, but he takes aspects of all the faiths and puts it in there.
I mean, you're just talking about when we was leaving about that, kind of like him seeing all this parts of war and stuff, and then he created this whole story about kind of his trauma in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he wrote a lot of Lord of the Rings during the war.
Yeah.
He was coming up with the Elvish language, when he was a kid.
Yeah.
He just kept developing it, refining it. Like you see it in the movie, like the Tolkien movie. Like it tells you all about it. Okay, but main cast: Brian Cox voices King Helm, and the dude has a legit last name that I didn't find this out till I did this deep dive. So he's only called King Helm. He becomes King Helm Hammerfist. Yeah. And I won't make a joke about that, but I really want to right now. But okay, so King Helm. So he does not become called Helm Hammerfist until the inciting incident in the beginning of the film when he hits a guy and instantly kills him.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes, he doesn't get that moniker until after that happens. Okay. Because how the film works, like like that happened. Well, actually, no, it is right because they said many seasons in the film. So I'm thinking years have gone by.
Yeah, that's how that dude being gone, Wolf.
Yeah. Gaia Wise, who would be... and by the way, Brian Cox, if no one knows who Brian Cox is, he's been in everything in the world. The most famous thing he's been in recently is Succession.
He was in Born Identity, wasn't he? Or Born...
He was in
Supremacy.
The very end of Born Identity. He was the main antagonist of Born Supremacy. He was also Mel Gibson's uncle in Braveheart. He was Stryker in X-Men 2.
I remember that.
He was actually the dad of the demon chick in The Ring. He's done a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stuff.
I didn't know it was him until I looked up the IMDb, and I was like, oh, that's him? Yeah. Because I
recognize the voice.
See, I didn't recognize the voice. For me, it's usually... if I don't know their name, I know their face, and of course he's not in the film as his, he's a voice. So when I was scrolling through, I was like, his name's Brian Cox. All right. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I knew who the fuck it was.
And then you look him up, you see his photo and you go, oh, it's this guy.
Yeah.
I know that guy. We have Gaia Weiss, who, if anyone knows who this person is, she was in Vikings. I think she's in some other stuff, but I haven't seen it. So, sorry. She plays Hera, who, so this is the daughter who doesn't have a name, and they gave her a name, and they took the inspiration from a historical leader. I can't pronounce this. It's like Eiffelad, something like that, who was a major player in fighting off Viking attacks in the 890s.
Okay.
That person's father was Alfred, the Great King of England.
Oh, Alfred, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So where they got the name Hera from, though, I remember this, is I think it was either the writer, someone on the production team knew this actress from Mortal Engines, a previous film they worked on.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I haven't, well, so the lead actress's name is actually Hera, because she's an Icelandic actress, I think. Mm-hmm. And so they just used her real name for the character name.
Okay.
And it makes sense because you have Helm.
The son's name was...
what was the son's name again?
God, I don't even remember.
It was like Hamir or something. Like, they all started with H's.
Yeah.
And so they're like, makes sense. Let's just go with Hera. Yeah. and nothing to do with Greek mythology whatsoever. That's just a coinky dink.
I kind of like it, though. Mm-hmm. I think that definitely the name kind of fits the character.
I think so.
Yeah.
We have, again, another name I'm about to butcher. Luke Pasqualino. Mm-hmm. And he plays the main antagonist, Wolf. So what did you think about Wolf?
I like this character. It seems like, for me, there was it seems like a group that was all kind of getting along. They were kind of outsiders. Mm-hmm. And the whole revenge, I didn't get that, honestly. Well, I think it was more, instead of the revenge of his father's death, for me personally, I think he was really mad he got turned down, because he really wanted her in a way.
I get your point of view. I think my point of view is I kind of bought it. So I would say the catalyst was Helm killing his father.
Oh, yeah, definitely that.
And then I think the icing on the cake, or let's say the straw that broke the camel's back, was Hera turning him down. So, folks, if you haven't seen the film, basically how this film opens is Hera is being the quote-unquote, like the brave chick from the movie Brave, running around. She's a princess, very tomboyish, arrows, doing sword stuff. She doesn't want to get married. She doesn't want to do any of the traditional woman stuff that you would have to have done in, say, medieval times. Mm-hmm. Well, this lord, who is under King Helm's leadership, is like, hey, I want my son to marry your daughter. And he literally says no, and they're kind of insulting each other. And then they go outside. They basically fight. Wolf's father, what was his name again? I forgot. I should have wrote it down.
He was a big dude. I can't remember his name. He had like a big name, I think. For a bigger
So,
character.
well, anyways, he's like just going ham on King Helm, right? And he's taking it. Little blood comes down, and then, as his namesake goes, hammer time, baby. One hit
quitter.
Guy's dead.
Yeah.
So that's the inciting incident. That's what kicks off what's going on in this film. So Wolf is pissed off. His father's dead. Mm-hmm. The daughter doesn't want to marry him anyways.
Yeah.
And then Helm exiles him instead of kills him. That was probably a very good, like, noble choice.
Yeah.
But also going to bite him in the ass.
And that's one thing that kind of got me about that whole situation was they keep going back to when they were kids. And, she gave him the scar.
Yeah.
So how I looked at it, and that's why I definitely took it as, for him, it was a whole lot harder, because it seems like that's what I'm saying. Like, this family got along really well. They was like very close, and it's almost like I feel like they was grooming them to almost be married in a way. As that's how I kind of saw it.
That's an interesting perspective, because I look at it differently. I look at it as if they got along really well.
Yeah,
but the actual fathers didn't.
Yeah,
that's
saying
how
that
I'm taking it.
It makes more sense, because I just start right when you said that. It goes back to when he gets the scar. He's like, you need to run, or you need to go.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's gonna piss his dad off. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. For me, it kept going back to that. So, and honestly, for Hera, when he's sitting there, and I looked at her like she's like this strong woman. Like it opens up and she's feeding like that big condor.
Yeah, well, that was an eagle.
It was
that was an eagle. Yeah. Those are actually the eagles that Gandalf befriend.
Okay,
they're that old.
Yeah, God,
I'm pretty sure they're that old.
Yeah,
or it's the same species of great eagle. Yeah. Now, to go back to Hera, what was really cool, and well, actually, no, it's not really cool. Like, the internet's giving it flack because they're giving her, like, the whole, like, you're doing another girl boss, another Mary Sue, blah, blah, blah. I don't really see Hera as a Mary Sue.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, it's like the Mary Sue thing, like, everyone really talks about that in.
Now, what is a Mary Sue?
Mary Sue it's basically a literary, if I'm correct on this, I think it's a literary term for basically stating this woman is badass. She already has all the skills and blah, blah, blah. She doesn't have to learn anything.
Okay.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And they talk about that verbatim when they mention Rey from Star Wars. Okay. So, but I don't necessarily agree with that, at least with this film, because yes, she has some skills. She's not super awesome, but she actually has like a legitimate story and a legitimate arc.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I would see. Like, she's actually learning things. She
seems like she starts out as a very strong character, but you can tell, like, okay, that one part when she took that one beast to the swamp. She has like I want to say a natural leadership ability. She knew she needed to get him away, and she knew that creature lived in there, and everybody's like, "Hey, you know what lives in the, that swampland or whatever."
Yeah.
You can see though, she didn't take a lot of things too well. It seems like she was very strong, and then when there's moments that, she, I guess that's for me. That's how I kind of saw it. Like, there's these big moments, and she's like, kind of like, oh, I'm going to lean on my brothers or my father instead of being like, hey, I'm a fucking leader myself.
Yeah, well, the writers, they put out an interview video. I think it was with IGN or Fandango or something like that, where it was like, we tried not to write a girl boss. We tried to write a woman around that age in that type of situation, and if these things would happen, how would you naturally react?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great way of putting it. I'm kind of down the line because a bunch of people are calling BS on that. You wrote a girl boss.
Yeah.
Again, don't necessarily think you wrote a girl boss. I think her progression in the film really worked. Like, there's some things that she had to learn, some things she had to go through. Now, you know who my favorite character is in this?
Who?
King Helm.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
King Helm.
Damn.
One hit. He's essentially the medieval version of One Hit Man from the anime.
How he died, I loved it. Dude just fought until he froze.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like,
and that was the gist of the story in the appendices.
Okay, that's how he. Okay, that makes
exactly.
sense.
Yeah, so he doesn't. In the book, apparently, he doesn't die on the bridge. He dies like out amongst the enemy encampment.
I got you. Like, he went out there just fighting.
Yeah. But like, basically what he was doing in the film, like scaring the bejesus out of them with the horn and just murking fools at night. Like, I
thought he was a ghost. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was a specter.
I had no idea what it was, and that brings me to probably my favorite cameo that I had no idea is Billy Boyd and Dominic Monaghan. Now, these guys were Merry and Pip in the Lord of the Rings movies, and they cameoed as those two orcs.
Okay, and I'm glad they brought in the orcs. I kept thinking the whole time they're not going to bring in this, this main enemy that's going to be throughout the whole series.
What I thought was really interesting about this film, too, is with any IP, anything that's like major universe, Star Wars, Star Trek, Halo, whatever it is, the people who are really into it, they want to explore that universe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a great way to explore Lord of the Rings universe. And you don't always have to be fighting orcs.
You don't.
And that's what I liked about this story. Now, some people hate it because of this point, but this story actually works even if we were in England or we were in France. Like medieval times, this is a great medieval story. It works. It just happens to be in Lord of the Rings. So do we need orcs? No.
You don't.
But it's awesome.
I like they just included them just enough.
Right. Yeah. Now, I didn't realize what that big thing was until I was doing more research into it. I was actually a troll.
Okay.
That Helm killed. I had no idea. I was like, what is this thing?
Yeah, I kept thinking.
I can't tell.
I was like, it's something big. I don't know if it's a giant or what the hell it is.
I'm going with it, but and he ripped that horn off and took it. I was like, oh boy, Helm.
And that's why I thought he was a Spectre almost.
Oh, because he had super. Okay.
Remember when he did that super jump? Man, he jumped like a double jump. Man, he came down.
Well, come on, man. This is an anime movie.
It is.
That's right, folks. This is an anime movie. They're doing anime tropes. Yeah. So. And this kind of goes back to what we were talking about. So the film's theme is Wreckage of War, and it explores ideas of honor, revenge, family, and resilience. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was really cool with Hera's character is all these things are happening, and you just see her resilience.
Yeah.
She's like, her honor's being threatened. Does she want to get revenge for her brother's deaths? Her family's destroyed, especially after her father freezes. I mean, well,
she's the last of the name.
She's the last of the name, yeah. And so it's I love how the film grappled with those themes. So maybe we can title this episode "Wreckage of War."
Wreckage of War.
Wreckage of War. So I got a few more.
Well, one thing I want to bring up.
Bring it up.
Immediately after we watched it, the very first thing you said, and I was on the same level. The landscapes in this looked unreal.
Right.
Unreal.
That was one of my things too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The background landscapes were absolutely beautiful.
Oh yeah.
The character animation was a little wonky when it marries into the background, especially the horses, which apparently animating horses is
probably tough. Yeah.
Is notoriously difficult to do.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good. The voice acting was spectacular.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean the talent they brought to the table too. I mean Who was your favorite character?
Well, I already said it, man. It's Helm.
Oh, Helm.
Yeah.
I like the wolf.
Helm is in a close second. Would be the cousin.
The cousin
would be the cousin. 100%.
I forgot because he has a good role in the beginning, and then it's kind of like he's not there till the end.
He's sort of like I forgot the character's name. Is it Edomir or something like that? Where he's like the captain of the Rohirrim, and in Two Towers, Theoden is basically exiling him. Oh. Yeah, it was the same type of story, and people even admitted, the creators of the film even kind of admitted it. It was a similar storyline, which is fine.
Yeah, so
I'm okay with it. Helm Hammer Fist is a beast. I did say that. My big cliche. Oh yeah, that's right. And that was a thing with Hera too. Is it was a bit the writing was good for the film, but it was a bit cliche that she knows what to do and everyone's obviously just not listening to her till shit hits the fan.
Yeah,
that was a bit annoying. Would that have happened in real life? Probably, if we're being honest here. And then let's see, what else did I have? Interesting. So they started writing this during COVID.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what was really interesting and I thought was crazy was it took them 4 years to make this movie, and they used 60 different companies to get it done. Now, apparently, normally animated films take 5 to 7 years to complete.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And so there's a big thing on the internet right now. I don't know if this is entirely true, but it probably is. The whole reason this film was supposed to be made was so New Line keeps the film rights to Lord of the Rings.
Whoa.
So they can keep making movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of like a loophole law maybe, and
something
where you
like
had to
that.
Create something within a timeline so that it stays into the IP.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just thought that was insane. And so the budget for the film was $30 million, and as of now, well, as of last night, it's made 11.8 so far.
Yeah, it's kind of a bust.
Yeah.
But animated films, I mean, if it was Lord of the Rings live action, I think it would have made a lot of money.
Well, did the Hobbit movies make a lot of money?
They spent a lot. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They spent a lot. That's something we have to look into. I just know like me and you, and I know a lot of people that some people are not going to go watch an animated film. I mean, they're not. They're really not. Unless it's like what is it? with Elsa,
all
Frozen.
the Pixar movies.
Yeah.
Everyone's.
But they
gonna
got
go see
kids.
this.
It's like I got to bring kids. This is more of an adult,
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So I think it had a fan base that was approaching with it. So when you said 11 million, I was like, God, I was hoping it at least broke even.
I know. Same, but I mean, did the Hobbit movies even break even?
I don't even know.
I don't know either. All I know is, and this is me going off of just like they weren't as popular as the Lord of the Rings movies. So going off of that, and that's a very terrible metric, I don't even know if any of them broke even.
They probably never do because they spend more usually than.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm pretty sure the OG Lord of the Rings movies definitely made a profit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But, okay. So those were all of my fun facts.
Your fun facts.
On my deep dive on this film. Oh, the soundtrack? What do you think about the soundtrack?
I was so involved in the watching the film, and I think that makes a good soundtrack where it doesn't interfere with like sometimes like you'll watch a scene and there's some song kicks in and you're kind of more included. You're like, oh God, that song is cool, or that music. So for me, I guess it kept me very entertained. So I'd say that was good.
Yeah, they did they could have because like they were doing little like motifs to the Howard Shore music from Lord of the Rings. It could have been a little bit tighter, or not tighter. They could have melded it a little bit better because I still enjoyed it. It was kind of wonky, but I still enjoyed it.
I didn't even think about listening to the soundtrack. I don't know.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go to sleep to movie soundtracks all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Braveheart. I'll go to sleep to that.
I haven't seen that in forever.
I love Braveheart. What's it called? Last of the Mohegans. That's a good one too.
That's another one I haven't seen in forever. God.
I'm just listing great soundtracks.
Yeah.
Script was good. Oh, and it was a pretty tightly paced film. There wasn't very.
Yeah.
There wasn't much
dead space.
There was no dead space in it whatsoever, and that film was like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, it felt because when we was leaving, Brandon was like, "It's 6:00," and I was like, "We've been in there for like 3 hours."
I know.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it.
No, it didn't.
And one thing, going into the what do you call it? The making the money back. The theater we was in was huge. I mean, I was sitting there, I was like, God, there's like maybe 20 of us in here, and this got like the biggest seating. And I was like, they could have put us in a smaller.
Same thing happened to me when I went to see that Gohan and Piccolo Dragon Ball Z movie. Same thing happened. Massive screen, maybe 4 people.
Wow.
I know.
No, I love the screen size, man.
Oh, screen size was awesome. God. Yes.
We got the good. I mean, we could sit anywhere, but I think we sat at a good spot.
We sat at a good spot. Yeah, I like the spot we were at. The snacks were decent.
Yeah.
Decent snacks. Why are we talking about snacks? It's a movie review, not a movie theater review.
That's right.
But
I'm glad they did what they did though, because we got the big theater.
You know what? You're not wrong. All right, so. Those were the fun facts. What are your thoughts on it from a director's point of view?
Me, I think it was. I mean, I'd say if we did a score of 100, I'd say like 96. I'm not. That's me. I think it was so well paced, animated. I don't know how a director would even get in there for as a.
That's a complete. Have you ever thought about directing an animated film?
God, I'm thinking about it now. I was like, how do you do that? That's kind of something that's probably so different to do. God. And thinking about it now, you asking that question, I was like, oh, wow. That's because you're not directing actors. You're, Well,
the director is not, no, but you have a voice director.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Who is, and you'll probably be in the room with that person.
I think the director was... It was either Japanese or Asian.
It was a Japanese man. Yeah. I can't pronounce the guy's name, but he also worked on Blade Runner, Black Lotus, which was also a Warner Brothers co-production, and I think that show was on HBO Max.
Okay, I have to watch
and that. I think the guy also worked on one of the Ghost in the Shell shows.
Okay.
I think Standalone Complex, if my memory's right.
When I saw his name, I was like, I recognize the name.
There was something other that was big that he worked on, but those are the two things I remember from my research.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall, I really liked the movie. I mean, you was talking about it was a whole lot better than
Gladiator.
Gladiator 2.
Ridley Scott, I love you, buddy, but it was a little better.
Yeah. It was just so well paced. Like you said, I mean, it was like 2.5 hours long.
A lot, and I think that was the decisions. No. Let me rephrase. The reactions to the things being happened made more sense to me.
Yeah.
And it made more sense. I saw clear motivations from all the characters. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like another thing I remember too is like the elephant scenes. So apparently they aren't mentioned in detail in the appendices story.
The elephants were elephants.
They were not.
Okay.
They were not. But there is a line. If I would have to paraphrase from the research. Basically, they said the enemies of Gondor and Rohan were fighting against Rohan, but not orcs. So they just inferred it was these it was like the same mercenaries in Return of the King. They were bringing those people back, kind of. So they just used them. They were like, screw it, it could work. Like, this is an oral story. Like, there's a reason why these people aren't mentioned in detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good question for you when you deep dived. And it just popped in my brain when we was talking about the orcs. At the end of the film, it wasn't Gandalf. It was...
Oh, Saruman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the one? Was it him or was it Gandalf that said that they're going to look into why the orcs were taking rings?
Gandalf.
Was there a point to that?
I have no idea.
Because I kept thinking, I was like, are they trying to like slowly...
They're probably slowly teasing the Hobbit and
the rings
and Lord of the Rings. And that's I haven't read I haven't read any of the Lord of the Rings books, to be honest with you. So how does that line make sense with the rest of the universe? I have no idea. My personal opinion, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's only because from watching the Peter Jackson films, he knows about Sauron a little bit from the Hobbit movies, because I've only seen those movies once. So this is like vague remembering. But he does the deep dive research in Fellowship of the Ring. Mm-hmm. When you watch the director's cut, you actually see him go to some library and he starts reading a bunch of books, and that's how in the director's cut he starts telling Frodo everything, and you're just going with it. But like if you watch it back from the filmmaker's mind, you're like, how does he know all of this? It shows you in the director's cut. He did the research. Cool thing about Saruman, though, is the filmmakers got permission from Christopher Lee's family to use unused recordings from the Hobbit movies.
Was that his voice?
That was his voice.
Because when it popped up, I was like, I kept thinking, I was like, who did an impersonation that damn good?
No one did. That's the point. They couldn't find anyone.
God.
Yeah.
Now, you kind of blew my mind with that one. Because, I mean, like right when that popped up, I was like, that sounds like Christopher Lee. And I was like, that dude has been dead for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, man, he's a metalhead.
He's a lot, man. He was like a Nazi hunter and everything.
Oh, yeah.
God. His story.
God. I know, that dude's insane.
Yeah.
But those are all my notes. Character animation was a little wonky. Could have worked. I already said that Hammer Fist is a beast. Yes, he is. Hammer Fist.
Helm.
I love that man.
He never stopped fighting.
He never stopped. He kept going. Yeah. You know what stopped him? The weather.
The weather.
Weather.
The weather. That's it. If it was warmer, if it was the summer there, he would have took out that whole camp.
I think Lord of the Rings is making an allegory for climate change. No, I'm kidding.
I think that's one thing that Wolf, it's kind of killed. It stole his kill for that too, because he wanted to kill him so bad.
Yeah,
you know. He got both the sons in a way, but he wanted to. He couldn't do it. Dude went out by himself, you know.
Yeah. And he wanted to, but his lieutenant general dude was like, "No, man, no, I'm holding you back. You're about to get frozen out there." And he's just frozen's like, come at me. You can't stop me. I'm like, yo, dude, badass.
Yeah.
Dude and he was a badass in the appendices story.
Yeah.
So, like, they did a very good job portraying him.
Well, the cousin, even just the other army seeing the silhouette with his armor on, there was like, is he back from the dead? I mean, it scared them, the shit out of them again.
And what was really cool with those shots is it was very reminiscent of Two Towers.
Okay, yeah, that when it was coming up the hill. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah. Did you like the Eagles? Did you care for their story?
Yeah, I thought the Eagles were cool, man.
I thought those would do a little bit more, honestly.
I didn't put any thought in it like that.
For me, the opening with her feeding it, I thought, it didn't.
Well, I knew it was
brought the armor.
Yeah, I knew it was setting something up for later.
Yeah,
you know. I had a thought, then I just lost it. I just like how this is a very interesting way of telling you how Helm's Deep gets its name. Because it was called like the Hornburg or something like that. Yeah. Apparently, it had in the actual story, it had a different name. Like apparently, it has 3 names.
Okay, I didn't know that.
They changed it, but they changed it to Helm's Deep, which is amazing. And what's really cool too is I think like that poem or that story they kept chanting at the end of Two Towers is because of the appendices.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, he's writing a whole mythology. Like it's almost as if you're reading a history book when you're reading not the Lord of the Rings books, but like all the other material that goes with it. Yeah, like the Silmarillion. It's almost like reading a history book. So,
I think we definitely needed that story.
Silmarillion?
No, I'm saying
War of the Rohirrim. Yeah. I did too. A lot of people don't think that.
Really?
A lot of people
did
not even like it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of lack of love.
Well, they're more. I don't know. What would you say? Professional raiders? We're not. We're just two dudes, 2 filmmakers, just
enjoying it as we can.
And talking more of the positives than the negatives.
Yeah, you say a lot of bad things about it.
No, it wasn't bad. I liked it. Like I said, my metric of rating movies is the money I spent on it. Did I walk out happy, or did I walk off pissed off? I wasted my money.
Yeah,
I did not waste my money.
I agree.
I liked it.
I agree.
There's definitely a film that recently just came out, and in my point of view, it'll make a lot of money.
I think so.
But it was also not needed. And now I'm not talking about this.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about War of the Rohirrim.
Which one are you talking about?
We'll talk about that one off the air. Yeah.
So, you say I guess is the rating of it. So you said the way you kind of
walked out happy.
Walked out happy.
I walked out happy. I walked out a happy camper.
I am the same way. I walked out happy. So I just say for the review, it's a happy review.
It was a happy review.
It's a happy review.
Thumbs up.
What are we reviewing next time?
Well, it depends on you if you actually get to it. Oh, he just got called out.
Oh, I have not watched. Now, we could talk about Armageddon because I've seen it enough, but I do want to refresh on it.
Do you want to do a quick little teaser on it?
Oh, man, I don't know if I'd be ready for that because I don't know any of the characters. I know you know them all.
Well, I mean, like in general, just like basic stuff about it. You know what I mean? So,
gotcha, yeah.
I watched it last night and I forgot how hammy it was.
Oh yeah,
it's so campy. I love it. What was it was kind of saddening, but it made sense. Is I think 98 is when it came out. It won a lot of Razzies.
Really?
Yeah, I was disappointed in that.
I didn't know that.
It won Rousey for worst movie, worst lead actor, and Bruce Willis. I think worst supporting actress and Liv Tyler. And I think Ben Affleck got the Razzie for worst supporting actor.
I had no clue.
Yes.
I thought it was a good movie. I mean,
I liked it.
In the 90s when I saw it, I was like, we went to the theaters to watch it. And I was like, man, that's really good.
It's also very scientifically inaccurate.
Yeah.
Deep Impact that came out the same year was more scientific accurate.
Yeah.
And wow, I thought we were going to like go surface level, and apparently I'm going deep into it. I'm just going to keep going. They did, I think it was like MIT or like some scientists at some country at some college did a study and see how much, see if the nuke inside the asteroid would actually go off. And they said, no, you actually need I think it was like the Tsar bomb that the Russians came up with. You need something 800 times more stronger for it to actually do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
scientifically.
Oh, but the Steve Buscemi was hilarious. I'm sorry if I'm getting your name wrong. Michael Clark Duncan. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love him in that movie, man.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He's playing Bear. He's just like on his hog, riding away from the cops. That's right. Come and get Papa Bear. I'm like, and they're playing like swamp music too. I'm just like, yes, I love it.
I forgot he was in that, Michael Duncan.
And then like Bruce Willis shoots Ben Affleck in the leg with a shotgun because he's with his daughter.
Yeah,
it's all fun and games till someone gets shot in the leg.
And then he saves him at the end. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had a whole character arc. Because Bruce Willis's ultimate fear was that his daughter would end up with someone who was like him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, like I said, I haven't seen it in years.
Well, I mean, I just watched it last night.
I know.
Yeah.
But that was like, you said one of your favorite movies. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Michael Bay actually cameos in it.
Really?
Yeah. So there's the bit when they used the Hubble telescope to like look at it. He's one of the technicians.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then, I don't know if anyone really knows this actor, but Eddie Griffin has a small role in the beginning.
Eddie Griffin?
Yeah, he's the guy on the bicycle in New York City.
Ah.
Yeah.
We're going to be rewatching it because we're going to be talking about it next time.
Yes, we will. I've seen that movie so many times. Armageddon's next week.
Billy Bob Thornton's in it too, right?
Yeah. Billy Bob Thornton, already said Liv Tyler, Bruce Willis, Will Patton.
Yeah, Will Patton.
Owen Wilson.
Really? Okay, I forgot about that.
Owen Wilson's in
it.
Yeah,
he's like the cowboy.
The hippie cowboy guy.
Yeah.
Who else can I love that guy. William Finch.
Okay, the name rings a bell, but
what would you have seen him in?
William Finch.
Black Hawk Down?
Yeah.
The operator who's with Ewan McGregor.
Okay, I forgot Ewan McGregor's in that movie too.
Yeah. God. And he's in a lot of great stuff. Jason Isaacs is in it. When he wasn't as well known. This was pre Patriot, obviously. Mm-hmm. A lot of actors that I grew up watching, but I do not remember their names.
Yeah, did you see it in the theaters when you was younger?
I think I did.
Okay.
I think I did.
I remember going to the theater in High Point and watching that one.
I remember it entertaining me, but also freaking me the F out. Because
like
the whole scenario.
Deep Impact was around the same time.
Well, that too, but like the whole like just conceptualizing, like just going to sleep and just imagining an asteroid smacking and just destroying the Earth, and there's literally nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
That will freak you out.
Yeah.
I was entertained by the movie, but like I also low-key had nightmares about that scenario.
I didn't never care.
Thanks a lot, Michael Bay.
Michael Bay creates nightmares.
And the camera work in that movie, he was doing his Michael Bay thing, just super fast edits, cameras always moving, super chaotic.
The Michael Bay approach.
What was hilarious is like the opening credits pop up. Well, not the opening credits, like the title for the movie, Armageddon. It's sort of like all fiery. And then for no reason, just explodes. Because why not?
Yeah.
And it goes towards you. I'm just like...
I do remember that.
Okay.
Because even though I didn't watch it, I did try to do some research.
Yeah.
I watched like the titles and I watched some of the scenes.
Okay.
I was like, I got to watch the whole thing though because there's some gaps. It's definitely. I mean, on YouTube you can only see so much.
I feel like we can get more into this next time, but it would be a good movie for everyone on the planet to watch because you can kind of see how a scenario like that would bring everyone together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Peter Stormare is in it too. He plays Russian Lev.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Russian cosmonaut.
Cosmonaut.
No, cosmonaut.
Cosmonaut.
No, I still can't do a Russian accent, so it doesn't
Cosmonaut.
matter. I'm never getting casted as a Russian person, so it's okay. I can do da.
You got to go watch a bunch of Russian
films. And that even
films.
sounds terrible. Yeah, that's true.
That's what we're going to be like. Next time we need you to play a Russian or something, we'll be like, we're watching straight Russian movies.
I'm going to have to watch like Russian mafia stuff. I don't know. Yeah. No, I take it back. Well, no, those guys were Polish. I was rewatching the Hawkeye TV show because I watch it every December because it's the Die Hard effect. It happens during Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'll watch it. And they're called the Tracksuits. It's like a criminal organization, whatever, that he's up against. And they have him like tied up. And there's like a identity thing going on. He's trying to clear it up. And he was just like, whatever is not girl. And they go, girl. Oh, no. It was like, it was like, not girl. And he goes,
not girl.
Girl, bro.
Girl, bro.
Is girl, bro. It's so funny. I love that show. I got one episode left on it again. Then I'll watch it. Okay, so we got Titan AE. We got Casino Royale, and obviously, maybe we have Armageddon if this guy will get to it.
If I can get around to it.
If you can get around to it. We are not sponsored by Black Rifle Coffee.
We love it, though.
But we love it, and we're going to keep drinking it, and hopefully they do sponsor us at some point.
I would love that. And we are out.